What's happening, Hardscapers? Today I want to talk about our sponsor of today's video, GPS Track It, and the 4 reasons why I'm going to be using GPS tracking in my landscaping business. Let's get into this. GPS Track It is sponsoring today's video, so if you need GPS tracking for your work vehicles, for equipment in your landscaping business, then reach out to GPS Track It. The link is going to be in the description below. And even though I am a small one vehicle, one crew business, I want to ensure that I'm starting off right away with GPS tracking, because I know as soon as I start growing, as soon as I get to that second truck, second crew, it's going to be more difficult to implement a GPS tracking system as I bring in those new employees. I just think being one step ahead and having a GPS system already in place as employees are being hired and they're coming into the business knowing that it's in place, I'll just get less pushback for that. But if you are that business that has multiple crews, multiple trucks, and you think that you might get a little bit of pushback for trying to implement a GPS tracking system, it's always good to just really focus on what's best for your employees and talk about safety for them, for your trucks, as well as incentivizing their great driving. We'll talk more about that when we get to the scores that GPS tracking gives for your drivers. So there's 4 reasons why I'm going to be using GPS tracking in my business. The number one thing that I am going to be wanting to use this thing for is to be able to track my maintenance. I am horrible with maintenance, so being able to know what exactly and when exactly I need to take in a piece of equipment or my vehicle in for maintenance is going to be really crucial for me. I don't take notes and I don't write things down, but having that software that I can just log into and know what my mileage is at since the last maintenance is going to be big for me. But also, if you know me, you know that I like talking about estimating, budgeting, and so much more. And there's a crucial thing that I'm going to be using this software for. Even though I'm a one crew business, our service area is quite large. Just the way that I grew my business and how I relocated from one area to another, I still service those 2 areas as well as areas in between. I need to know my drive time, my inefficiency from the beginning of the day driving to the job site and the end of the day driving back home. And those drive times can actually differ quite a bit depending on the day of the week, the hour of the day, the time of the season, and of course, wherever I'm driving to. So GPS Track It keeps a log of your trips. And I'm going to be able to use that data to have an estimated range of what my inefficiency factor is during my drives to specific areas that I service from my shop to create an estimated range that I can incorporate into my estimates when I send them out to clients. Project-based businesses need to incorporate that cost into their business, and it is a cost that you do not want to overlook. And that's going to allow me to be able to build projects like this and continue to serve my clients well after I've completed the project. With those reports, I can also dig into my time on site and my wasted time going to and from shops and supply yards. And as I grow my business and add on more employees, more crews, this is going to become even more crucial so that I can see how I can serve my employees better by having supplies and materials on site for them rather than them having to go pick things up. And that communication can slip through the cracks sometimes, and just having a report system that'll be delivered to me that tells me how often that vehicle had to start up when they were on site and go to a supply yard to pick up materials. I can then monitor the types of materials that we can stock for those employees and always have with them so they're not leaving site. And speaking about employees, if you have employees driving your vehicles, GPS Track It gives scorecards on their aggressiveness and on their driving in general. Maybe we'll take a look at what I got here with mine. Okay, let's load up my score. 84. That is a rough one. That is, the higher the score here, obviously the worse the driving is set by these metrics though. So you can actually go in and set these metrics and set a risk factor. Lower the score, less points, the better. Higher the score, the worse, based on these types of metrics here. So you can see aggression, triggers there, and it gives 5 points for each event for that. There's hard braking, hard turn, sudden stop, speed over a certain level. So there's a lot of cool features with this and being able to set benchmarks in your company for this. Now, as an owner operator, I want to be on the job site as much as possible and not being the one that's driving around getting things if I need to. So that means my employees would be the one that I send to go out and get some sort of supply for me so that I can stay on the job site. And with that, I want to know that my employees are safe. I want to know that my trucks are being safe, and that having my name on the side of my trucks, it's not going to tarnish my reputation if my employees are out there accelerating fast stress, braking hard. I just want to know that everybody's safe in this situation, and especially the image of my company is safe. So having GPS Track It helps me ensure that, as well as it helps me stay on site for much longer. Another thing that you can do with GPS Track It is be able to set up alerts, after hours alerts, when a piece of equipment is moving or when a piece of equipment has left a certain area that you've marked on the map, for example, your shop, or if a piece of equipment or your vehicle is actually started up, you'll get a notification on your phone, through email, whatever you set it up as. Being able to monitor these as you grow and expand your business, and just in case something were to happen and something started up when you were not expecting it to in those off hours, at least you can take immediate action for that. I should also say the software is incredibly easy to use, but it also has so many more features to it that I'm still digging into. Maybe I'll follow up with a future video on things that you can get into with it, even beyond what I've just talked about here. GPS Track It is inexpensive, it's affordable, and if you're interested, there's a link in the description below, gpstrackit.com/howtohardscape. Leave me a comment with any questions that you may have. Like this video if you found it helpful for whatever reason, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching.